Hey folks. So I'm throwing this one together pretty quick after I literally just got home from work like 10 minutes ago. Got in front of a camera. I always do the intros last so that way I know what I cover. If I forget anything, it gives me a chance to figure out what to say. So for this week, I am just doing a knife review of my Werther blades. This is not all the ones I own, but it is all the different types. Really like these blades. Just to give you a quick overview, they are based out of here in Dover, Ohio. If you didn't know, the OH in my business or in the channel name is for Ohio, since that's where I live. And these are, the company was started here in Dover. It's a small place. They've got a train museum where the guy that started making these out of his workshop and then built a second shop to be able to make kitchen knives, which is really what he's known for. It's all right next to the museum where he started everything, which is right next to the house that he grew up, or that he bought and raised his family in. It's a really cool time. Like, if you guys ever are planning a trip and want to see some cool stuff around Amish country here in Ohio, hit me up, because I can give you guys, I got a lot of recommendations. I spend a lot of time down there because it is my happy place. Well, one of my happy places. You might see these in a lot of carving videos. I do use them a lot. I still like other brands for different things more, but this is one that if I was told I could only have like one or two blade companies, this is one I'd have a hard time letting go of, and not just because they are on the pricey side, but believe me when I say they're worth every penny and then some. So I can't think of too much more to say about that, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this one, where I'll actually go a little bit more in depth into the blades. Oh, I didn't talk about this one too much in the actual video. It is a bit more unique, but if you're doing a lot of heavy cuts, this is the blade that you want, because here's a, what is that, a 2" by 2" square block of basswood. I mean, and if you just need to rip wood off, this blade is absolutely phenomenal for it. Thought that was going to come off in one big chunk. There it is. Alright. It wants to be stubborn, but yeah, I mean, you can do it with any blade though if you take care of it, I'll be honest. But definitely one that if you're doing a lot of roughing, highly recommend this one for roughing out, because it can glide through a piece of wood, yet like on this little book blank, if I need to, or if I want to smooth out some end grain, of course I belt it up with that. But yeah, so once I touch this edge back up, which I'm going to do later, very useful blade. Wasn't too sure about it when I bought it. This is a number 2 from Werther. They have 10 different knife model or blade model types in the 1968 line. I'll be honest, I fumbled that earlier because for some reason I think it was 58. But the 1968 line of knives is their wood carving series. Only thing I do wish is they'd make them a little bit wider, but I also understand why they don't, because I mean, that's a full, if you're not familiar with knives, they're what's called a full tang, meaning the blade, this is all one contiguous piece. Because when they cut these out, I don't know if they stamp them, plasma cut them, I don't know the manufacturing specifications and how they do all that, but I do know that they get a sheet of steel, they cut the blade, they cut the knife out, they grind the blade there to get everything into the final shape. They drill the holes for the rivets, they rivet it, they do all the handles. Like, this is all hand sanded, hand done. Up through here, that's all done by hand. It's assembled by hand, it's sharpened by hand, it's polished by hand. These ones are a little beat up because I use them. I don't buy them just to keep them looking pretty. And yeah, so yeah, we'll get into more of that here in the next cut, but I just wanted to throw that out and make sure I'm covering all my bases, because they're one of the more unique brands that I've worked with, and it's kind of like Helvey, where if you've never heard of them, you might go, what's this? But when you start looking into them, you realize they're one of the top carving knives out there. So, and spoiler alert, I don't own Helveys right now. I'm on the waiting list. But yeah, so when I can get those, I'm definitely going to play with them. So yeah, we will get into the rest of the video now. Thanks for sticking it up for the... Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? Doesn't cost you a cent. Helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more, and it's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye. All right, folks. So we are gonna get into some knife reviews because, well, if you saw the post earlier today, I completely forgot about getting a video up and didn't realize it was Friday. So I don't have anything recorded. So this week I decided to go with my Werther knives. I got clearly 4 styles. I actually have, I like them enough to where I bought 2 of each of these, of this model, because they work that well. This is definitely by far the most expensive brand that I buy. They are based out of, if this will focus, here it is, Dover, Ohio. They've got, I believe it's 10 different blade types. This is number 1. So the different blades, or when I say different blade types, I'm pretty sure this is a 2. Oh, that's a 10. But so you can see that, like, that's got a curve in it, that's straight. So I find these are great for taking little detail cuts out. We got our number 6, which is, it's just a great little all around, you know, the whole thing cuts. Yeah. Let's actually push it through the wood. And as long as you keep the whole blade sharp, which these curved ones can be a bit tough, but I mean, like, look how thick the base of that cut was. Does a great job. Where's it at? Let's see if we can get this to show the shine from that cut. I don't want to work, but I mean, oh, there it is. So yeah, like, you can see how shiny it is just from, granted, part of that is having a nice razor sharp blade that's not just crushing fibers, it's actually separating them. This is one of the more unique shapes I found with them, which is their number 2. I forget the descriptions and everything on their website, but I believe these are the 1958 model. It's 58 or 68. I'll look it up and throw that in the end of the video, and as well as throw it in the description for you. Oh, you know, I wasn't sure about it, but I thought, you know, it's different. I like unique, and she does a pretty good job as well. I don't think you guys have ever seen this one in videos, but it's definitely one that can take off a thicker slice. I mean, that's every bit of a 1/16 of an inch thick, maybe a little more. These blades, from the ones I order, like, it looks super thick, but if you look at it, I mean, look how thin that thing is. And that's why they just glide through the wood. Like back to the number 10 here. This one I wasn't too sure about, but I figured I'd try it. And you can get deep in there. I stopped the cut part of the way through, that's my fault. Let's go with this one. So, I mean, you can really rip wood out with this. But what I like this blade for the best is like on the succulents. Trying to do this in frame without looking at my hands is rough. But I mean, it leaves that nice, yeah, I need to grab a little bit more out of there, but I don't know if I'll be able to. There we go. Yeah, so like, if you're doing something where you want a little bit of a pattern, I can't keep doing this in the camera. I don't know if it looks awkward for you guys, but it does for me, and it feels awkward, and that's when you get cut. So when you're doing that, sometimes it doesn't hurt to do multiple cuts on it just to make sure you get it all. But so like you can take little edges out like that on corners with that one. Does a great job. These number ones are, honestly, they're just a great overall wood carving knife. I really like them. Like, this is a book I'm working on. But if you just want to take an edge off, you can take an edge off. Okay. But you can, they're good for, granted you can get a long stringer like that off anything, but they're just, I do think these are worth the money. I think right now they're running like $60 something a piece. If you're just getting into it, maybe not. But for somebody that's got a little bit more experience, they do ship all over the US, and I don't know if they do international or not. But it is a company based here in Ohio that was started out of a guy's little workshop that, he, I think it was the German carvers called him the best carver, or the world's only master carver. He did a bunch of working model trains, and there's a whole museum dedicated to him here in Ohio. He's one of the reasons why I got into carving as well. But yeah, so if you're from Ohio or live anywhere near the area, highly recommend the museums. There's two of them, Ernest Werther and David Werther. Ernest is the one where you can actually get these knives in it, or in their little, they have a whole facility next door where they make them now. And I mean, like I say, I used it to cut up one of these to make our Christmas tree a couple weeks ago. I like other brands for other tasks, but if I had to pick one brand, I'd be hard pressed to give these blades up. They are that nice. I forget the type of steel, and I don't think they stamp it in there, but I mean, you got the nice full tang. Everything on this is handmade. They cut it out, they grind it by hand, put the initial edge on with the belt sander. They put the rivets in there to hold everything together. All this is hand done. All the sanding on the wood, it's all handmade. I can't stress enough how much I like these blades. The only downside to them, like I said, is they're expensive. Like, these are some of the most expensive knives I personally bought and used, but they're worth every penny. So, can't really think of too much more to say about them other than I'm going to jump online real quick to grab the model number, which I'm pretty sure is the 1968 or 58. Yeah, I gotta look that up. I'm going to cut here and then we'll get back to that after I pull that up. I did double check. It is the 1968 model. You can hop on their website, which I will also throw in the link in the description. If you want, you can tell them I sent you, but they're not going to know who I am. Just a shameless plug for me, because eventually, even though I don't know that I would use all the blades they make, I do kind of want to get a set and a couple more of the ones that I use a lot, just because I like to have multiple, so that way when I'm at a show, I can be, talking with you and, doing my thing as I try to throw some shavings at you guys. And that way, say, oh, this is dull. Pull another one out of the bag and keep going. Of course, I get one that's not going to throw anything. But, sorry, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, so, that's your basic view of a Werther knife. I really can't stress enough how nice these blades are. Like, if you're familiar with them and you want to try one, just order it, do it. It's worth the money. It really is. But with that, I'm going to say cat in the hat, dappy dap. See y'all next time. Be safe putting blades in wood. And as always, keep making.